Moving on to the gentleman who is an active ambassador and a voice to an Asian community. He's tirelessly campaigned for low-cost airlines from UK to Tier 2 cities in India, and also a lot of initiatives. He's been active in a lot of organizations and a board member of many of these Asian diaspora voices in UK. May I please request Mr. Mahendra Jadeja to come on the show.
Good evening, everyone. Sounds good. You know, when you look at Rahul, that you put the slide 31 to 35, and I thought, where do I fit in? And then I put the calculation. 31, 35 is 66 divided by, that's the 66, which is I came to nearly very soon. So I can fit in that. I can say 2 times 33, and I might be fitting to your requirement. I'm sure most of the people are aware about it. Jadeja family is very renowned in the back home. I'm very glad to say my ancestor was the first Maharaja to play the cricket for England. Never played for India, and on his name, when he went back to India, there's a Ranji Trophy camp. So if anybody want to Google it, then you know who is Singh Jadeja, and it's a Ranji. That's I'm very privileged to come from that tree, and I'm very privileged that I've been asked to, that I came in. Well, I'm a qualified engineer. Wanted to be a pilot, could not manage because I was the only son, and my mother said, look, you can't become a pilot because in case something happened to you, what happened then? And luckily I got selected to go for the Qantas Airways, became a pilot, and next week straight came to the UK. So that's how I started out. I'm very fortunate for my wife and my family who have actually sponsored it very well there. Started in a retail industry, and I was very fortunate. I was become the first Asian national president on the retail sector of the United Kingdom, where I needed more help. People like Rahul and everything there. I'm coming back to the corridor there because what I needed help. If I had the help then, I would have been much better off. But the corridor, what we're talking about, Rahul, this is a kind of a things which is, I'm very grateful that a lot of people are doing so many things there. Request you that the Asian community or Indian community, let's talk about it. Each and every, they're trying to put the youngsters, especially, the kind of a department within themselves. I created the Raj Bapa, which is Raj Business and Professional Association. They needed help just to empower the youth. And empowering the youth is very, very important. I can talk about it in many projects there. But you talk about it, Martin, the inward and outward, right? I just launched 19th of April, thanks to the British government, homeopathic medicine made in UK, and export to India. First time ever, and it was a 2 government helps. This is something which has never happened, and it's become so much popular there. Government is good, that without the help, it would not happen there. And there is no cost to anyone there. Now, I have just actually lost my paperwork on the way back because there was a strike on the things there, but I have jotted down that government encouraging SME sector to promote both countries. And according to OECD, I'm not sure whether you're aware about it, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, one in which export growth will increase. Global middle class is set to grow 5 billion, meaning your business has potentially global customer base. With UK government launching its export is a great campaign. There has never been a more government-backed support for startup looking to export. Countries like Germany, France, Belgium may have been an export hub for British business for years, so many years, but UK export to China grown up 52% since the 2010, and export to Brazil hits 2.4 billion. You touched on a Brexit. I have some concern because sometimes it's very easy to say. Britain should accept more immigrants if he wants to free trade deals with India. Very, the important part, he says, it's not just that. This is already been said by our High Commissioner of India. Britain needs to accept higher level of immigration from the India if it hopes to sign a free deal, trade deal after the Brexit. Our Honourable High Commissioner also, warned that after Brexit, it may take up to a decade for the two countries to negotiate a free trade deal, and a free movement of the people and professionals would be crucial component of it. British government has repeatedly promised to get the immigration down, and tens of thousands, and has already said its intent to end freedom of movement after leaving the European Union in March 2019, which is only a few months, 7 or 8 months away. Signing a deal is not going to get easy. Deal has to be mutually beneficial. It can't be one-way street. For instance, you all read about the issue for the free mobility of the professional. That is some things right up to there, and India is already there. Here we are not talking about unfettered access or unrestricted travel. We're talking about the movement of professional, doctors, IT technician, engineer. I think the both sides will benefit from the exchange, and obviously it has to be two-way exchange, not just one way. Former Home Secretary, I don't mind to quote, Boris Johnson, was reportedly warned that the UK must loosen its restriction on the skilled Indian workers. In April, the immigration skill charge for the people on a Tier 2 visa, meaning the skilled worker who do not have a PhD, kicks in, meaning the employers have to pay $1,000 per year per employee. In their manifesto for the snap election in June, the present government promised to raise that charge to £2,000. Though the plan increase was served after the party lost their majority. Biggest food lover of the curry tycoons, they're worried about it to bring the authentic cooks to bring to UK in India. UK is one of the largest investors in India. According to report by the Commonwealth, the membership of organization of 52 countries, largely made up of the Britain's former economies, former colonial possession, a free trade deal could British export to by 2.1 billion. What I wanted to urge government, I have gone through all the process there. We wanted to make the life easy there. Some gentlemen, they just talk about the currently immigration. I have just set up with one company is going to go around India because lots of Indian, without you and I know, they're investing money, but they're actually forgetting there are lots of benefits there. And that benefit being an investor, which is you are the inward investment, because I always deal with the outward, and I'm glad to see that we will work on it. Things are not clearly. I have requested the government that currently the Indian government, there are so many states. I come from Gujarat and I like to work with the Gujarat. That should not be the case. We are Indian. We should take the opportunity wherever is possible to get the good sort of support by the local government. Currently, as you know, the local government, each others are competing against each other. So who can give you the best service? There are 7 steps you always have to remember that. I don't want to talk about it. I'm so glad the last 2 years I have been working on a UK-India business consultant. I have gained so many, the faith that if we are together, if the UK government understand our, the necessity, India is ready to work with you. So be sure that give Indian intelligence a chance and we'll make it something better than ever happened post-Brexit. On that note, I wanted to just to introduce, I don't know whether a guy is here or not, but it was, I met yesterday, is that Charles is here or not? He was here. He was a 30 years old gentleman, I just brought him here. Like we have a national lottery. That 30 years young man was the first Asian to have the commercial British island right in the middle of the Thames River. He just sold it for £2 million and he's investing something more there. He has got the 68% of stake of the total Indian, the market. I think we should invite the people in the future, because they're ready to come to UK, and this is a good invite there. But there are so many times our youngsters need a push. If we all collectively, without thinking our own, that what's for me, it is a time for me and time for the people like me, wanted to put back to the community and let's work together and make the two countries greatest place to work and do the business. Thank you. If there's anybody questions there, thank you. Anyone has got a question? Because I tell you, it's one thing is that there are a couple of events taking place there, and today only one thing I failed, Rahul, that I could not perform it first time ever, that because our former Prime Minister passed away. There was supposed to be a economics, the department supposed to be here, and I took the chance that unfortunately they all have a protocol as a diplomat. So, when there is the former Prime Minister, and especially Atal Bihari Vajpayee was one of the greatest men who believed to do the business with even the Pakistan as well. And on that ground, unfortunately, they could not come in. So if I haven't fulfilled my duty to help you, then please forgive me. And other than that, if anybody has got any question there, I'm there at your service. And I would like to congratulate not only to you, but the whole team and the whole entrepreneur. And I'm sure that if I have taken too much of your time there, please forgive me. But I wanted to say goodbye for a minute and all the best to you, and love to see you some future event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahendra, for that passionate speech. Thank you very much.